now that the snow's getting thicker and deeper, people need to just stay home if they don't need to be out.
There was a lot of blowing snow. The wind was the worst part because it was blowing the snow.
In an ABC 17 Storm Track winter weather alert, right now the snow is still falling in parts of mid-Missouri. Rescue workers handling several injury accidents.
Just since this morning, emergency responders in Boone County have responded to more than 80 crashes. 18 of them included injuries.
Now, as part of our team coverage, we'll have live reports from both Columbia and Jefferson City with the latest on road conditions. We're also checking in with MoDOT to find out the latest on their salt supplies.
But first, we start with our coverage with a look at our latest weather alerts. ABC 17 Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Sharon Ray joins us now.
Now, some parts still seeing falling snow, but is the worst over, or are we going to hit another boom?
It depends on where you live. I mean,
Okay.
In Columbia South, we've been seeing it change back and forth. There's some very tiny crystals, and then it picks up a little bit. And overall, the farther south you live, the less snow you're going to see for the rest of the evening. You can see on Storm Track Doppler radar, there are a lot of holes on there that aren't actually even picking up the snow. I just looked outside, and you can see how it looks clear here over Columbia, but we are getting a very fine snow coming down at this time, but it's not collecting much. Now, as you go farther to the north, it's been pretty solid from Kansas City through Saline County up through Randolph and Macon County, where it continues to come down steady. But farther south, it's patchy. You have a little snow, and then you may even have a little freezing drizzle working its way in. We do have some drier air coming in aloft, just above the surface, and that's what's taking the snow down to freezing drizzle at times in our southern counties. So here's what I expect for the rest of tonight. We are looking at still some additional accumulation. There's going to be another band that moves through. We could see up to 1 to 2 inches of snow south of Highway 50. Most areas will probably pick up an inch or so, with a glazing of ice possible because you will have some freezing drizzle. If you live farther to the north, anywhere from 2 to 3, 2 closer to Columbia and just south of 70, and 3 as you head up toward Moberly, additional accumulation tonight. And then the higher numbers of 3, possibly up to an additional 4 inches. That's north of Highway 24 toward Kansas City and Macon. So we're still going to get more snow, although it does kind of lighten up a little bit at times now. It will continue to be on and off here through tonight. The temperatures are in the 20s. It's very cold out there, and as we talked about too, that breeze is causing that very powdery snow to drift around. So that's going to be an issue, especially as that wind picks up a little later tonight. You can see the drier air coming in from the south of the storm system, but there's the moderate band of snow that's going to be moving through here during the late evening hours. You can see that's going to be continuing to work its way into our northern counties. That's why you have the highest accumulation here. But to the south, we'll still have a little snow coming down. So here's a look at future track. We do see it kind of on and off through the evening. The highest totals will be north. Temperatures by morning will be in the upper teens, and the snow will be tapering off. So the highest accumulation for the evening hours is going to be up until midnight, and then it lets up. We see some just flurries coming down tomorrow morning. And then we're going to be dealing with the temperatures. Those get pretty cold tomorrow night. We're going to see these numbers dropping down below 0 as we head overnight. And in my next forecast, we'll talk more about the temperatures for your area. In the next 7 days, then, you can see just how cold it's going to get. Here's your 7-day forecast. 6 below 0 tomorrow night, only 11 Thursday, and just below 0 Thursday night. There's another small chance of snow. In fact, we have those into the weekend, even into Saturday night. None of it right now looks heavy. That's the good news. But we could still see some active weather.
All right, thanks, Sharon. Our Winter Storm 2014 team coverage continues now with a look at road conditions. We're starting in Columbia.
ABC 17.7 Millward has been following several dangerous crashes and traffic tie-ups throughout the day. He joins us now from downtown. And Evan, what is the traffic like down there?
Well, Joey, it is cleanup mode downtown right now. You can tell the roads here, not a lot left on them. That's because these guys are working at every major intersection in Columbia. And what they're leaving behind is fun for everyone out on snow days here. Check these things out. I'm a tall guy. Those are taller than me. Those guys have the right idea. Cleanup very underway, but that means it is a struggle to get around downtown. Obviously, they are warning people, if you don't have to drive tonight, don't do it. We were also just out at the 7063 connector It is clearer than it has been all day. That's because the snow has slowed down. Fewer people are out on the roads. That's let the MoDOT crews get out and get to scraping that. But it hasn't always been this way. Boy, take a look at some of the video from this morning. I-70 at the Lake of the Woods exit shut down for 2 hours because 10 semis and a dozen other vehicles got in a chain reaction of crashes there again near the Lake of the Woods exit just east of the 7063 connector in Columbia. We know 2 people were taken to the hospital from that, though we don't know their conditions tonight. But again, that has been cleared. It was cleared after a couple of hours. Things in downtown moving from just maintaining to clean up. Hopefully this can get cleared up in the next few hours, though, like we said, not a lot of folks recommending that you come downtown tonight. Not a lot of businesses open down here either. We are live in downtown Columbia. Evan Millward, ABC 17 News.
All right, Evan, thank you very much. Our coverage continues tonight with a live report in Jefferson City.
Now, roads there have been a little quieter in the capital city, but it doesn't mean rescue workers don't have their hands full. ABC 17's Daniel Wynn downtown at Madison's Cafe, where fire crews were called this afternoon. Daniel, it doesn't look like they're on the scene.
Yeah, Meredith, just about 5 o'clock, fire crews were called to Madison's Cafe here on Madison Street. As you can see behind me, though, they have cleared the scene. I was just told by the fire chief that it was a furnace motor that froze up and had caused a pretty bad electrical smell, but luckily nothing there. Now, to the snow, we are on a kind of a roller coaster today here in Jefferson City. We've seen periods of light snow, and now we are back to the heavy snow here in the capital city. They have been out salting the roads all day. Crews were taking a break about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock this afternoon here in Jefferson City. They were going to try and get some rest, but they are back out on the roads tonight. They're going to be working in very long shifts, 12-hour shifts. And in the county, it is much the same. They're going to be working overnight because, as you can see, Cole County is getting the same thing here as Jefferson City. Big flakes are back, and they are going to be coating the roads all evening. No major accidents to report here in Cole County and Jefferson City. There was one rollover accident in eastern Cole County in the Osage Fire District, but no major injuries to report there. Live in Jefferson City, Daniel Wynn, ABC 17 News.
All right, thanks, Daniel. A few items at the Capitol, or places at the Capitol, were also closed today, but a handful of committees still met in both the Senate and the House. Lawmakers in each chamber are expected to resume business tomorrow morning.
Meanwhile, MoDOT crews continue clearing roads throughout mid-Missouri. They say they face some challenges today. ABC 17's Jillian Fertig has been following MoDOT crews in Columbia.
Now, she's discovered the heavy snowfall isn't the only challenge workers are facing. It's also other travelers in their own vehicles swerving around trucks that's making the job more difficult.
Hallsville 8 to Hallsville 14.
MoDOT crews have been working since early morning to maintain the roads, but continuous heavy snowfall has posed many challenges.
The slower we go, the more snow we can push off the road.
But the pushing it off the road and keeping it off the road is a challenge, with high winds blowing it right back onto the road. And the snow isn't the only thing that's on the roads.
If we didn't have any traffic out here, it'd be a lot easier on us plowing. Oh, the cars and the people. That's about the biggest challenge.
In the hour I rode with crews, we saw cars off the road, including one semi. Ricky Smith with MoDOT says cars passing the trucks and weaving in between the plows makes it not only hard to do their job, but also dangerous.
That's why we have to go to a different radio station and to where we can communicate, let each other know if there's cars in between us. If you see a car spit out, you got to watch it and make sure that it don't come over into your lane. You've got to be watching all the time.
The roads are still slick, and Smith says they will probably stay that way until they can salt the roads. But first, the snow has to stop.
There's no need to waste the material. It's because it's snowing so hard.
That was ABC 17's Jillian Fertig. MoDOT officials say they have already spent $40 million on winter weather events statewide. They expect it to exceed $42 million, the $42 million average that they will spend annually on fighting snow and ice.
As we've reported to you, authorities are telling people to stay home if you can. But if you want to check out road conditions around mid-Missouri or other parts of the state, you can always check online at abc17news.com. We have a link to MoDOT's traveler map, which you can see there. It updates in real time. It'll show you which routes are closed or still covered in snow. And it also has traffic cameras.
Right now, most classes are canceled for tomorrow for major school districts, including Columbia, Jefferson City Public Schools, even the University of Missouri. City offices in Columbia also will stay closed, and trash will be delayed by just a day. Now, everything at Columbia's mall, except for Target, also closed about an hour ago. The most up-to-date cancellations, we have that complete list on our website, abc17news.com.
Just ahead on ABC 17 News at 5, where the news comes first.
And if you venture outside tonight, the conditions are still dangerous, even if you don't drive. We'll tell you how easy it is for you to get frostbite.
We're also going to explain why investigators now are linking one mid-Missouri death to hypothermia.
And coming up new at 6:30, we'll explain why officials are warning people to be cautious if they're paying a towing company. We'll explain ways you can protect yourself from price gouging at the bottom of the hour.
You're watching ABC 17 News at 6 in high definition on KMIZ, where the news comes first. With Meredith Haynes, Joey Parker, Austin Kim, and Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Sharon Ray.
Welcome back. Continuing our Winter Storm 2014 coverage tonight. Dangerous roads are not the only thing to worry about in these snowy conditions. Hypothermia, frost nip, and frostbite are three things people need to be thinking about when they go outside to play in the snow.
ABC 17's Ashley Strohmeyer caught up with people who were out having fun today. And Ashley, you can actually go outside and enjoy the weather and not even know that actually you're getting yourself in trouble.
That's right, guys. What people don't understand is that something as simple as playing in the snow can have extremely dangerous side effects on your body. Frost nip can happen within 10 minutes of being outside, frostbite within the hour. But hypothermia is something that can sneak up on you without any warning. How long have you guys been out here today?
Oh, we've been out here about 40 minutes.
40 minutes, and are you cold at all?
Oh, a little bit. Walking up the hill warms us up, though.
Yeah. How many layers do you guys have on?
About 2.
How many?
About 2.
Do you have thick snow boots on?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sweating at all?
No.
You pretty warm?
Yes.
Yeah? You having fun?
Mm-hmm.
Hypothermia is something that can happen when you aren't even aware of it. It occurs when your body loses heat faster than it can be produced. Wearing layers is the way to stay warm during these harsh temperatures, but when your body starts to sweat from being active is when you need to be concerned. Yeah, I noticed your cheeks are red. Are you cold?
You know, I don't feel cold. I'm bundled up enough that I guess my cheeks just get red. But I've got the hat, I've got gloves, a coat and everything, nice boots.
When body temps drop below 95 degrees Fahrenheit is when hypothermia can set in. Some signs are shivering, slurred speech, weakness, and confusion. These dangerous conditions can start as soon as an hour after being exposed to low temperatures. What makes hypothermia so scary? When confusion sets in, it's hard to identify what is happening to your body, and this is when it becomes a serious medical problem. Staying dry while being in the snowy weather is key to preventing hypothermia. People who are most susceptible to this are people who suffer from mental illness such as dementia, the very young and elderly, and those consuming alcohol. Reporting live in Columbia, Ashley Strohmeyer, ABC 17 News.
All right, thanks, Ashley. Hypothermia is also being tied to a suspicious death right now in Marys County. A neighbor found 24-year-old Nicole Bailey near Vichy. She was flown to University Hospital. Now, authorities believe Bailey was left out in the cold, but investigators are still looking for more answers and interviewing anybody who saw her. An autopsy was set for today.
Classes may be canceled Thursday for some Columbia students, but not because of the weather. A small electrical fire yesterday morning cut service to about a third of Jefferson Middle School off Rogers Street in Columbia. Officials are still waiting to learn how much repairs are finished before they decide on further cancellations.
Well, we've got the snow. Now we're going to get the Arctic air. Here it comes one more time this winter. Well, probably more than this after today, but we've got that bitterly cold air on the way. I'll show you the temperatures it'll bring for your hometown coming up next.
And again, returning back to our Winter Storm 2014 weather coverage, most of the problems that we have seen I shouldn't say problems, but most of the storm has passed, a good chunk of it.
A good chunk of it's gone, but we're still going to see some accumulation tonight. And then on top of it, some of that freezing drizzle in our southern counties. So snow does continue. It's just not going to be as heavy in some areas tonight. We are going to see the lighter amounts of snow in our southern counties. And then the higher numbers are going to be farther to the north as you head north of Interstate 70. Now, farther south, we're going to see some freezing drizzle toward the Lake of the Ozarks. And that'll cause a light glazing of ice in some spots, and it'll also mix with snow at times, so it's not going to be just all freezing drizzle. I think later tonight it'll be more snow once again. And then behind this storm system, the snow ends late tonight and early tomorrow, but bitterly cold air moves in, and that's going to leave us with the wind chill readings as low as 20 below zero late tomorrow night and early Thursday morning. So that's what you can expect with this storm. You'll notice on Storm Track Doppler radar, we do have some holes here, and that's where it may still be snowing where you don't see any here, but the crystals would be very fine, and we've seen it kind of going back and forth here in Columbia and in Jefferson City for the last couple of hours. Also farther to the south, even some of that freezing drizzle is possible. It'll be more concentrated north. You can see that band coming in from the north is going to continue, and it'll become more moderate here toward us between 7 and 10 tonight. We'll see that snow pick up. Final snow totals with this again are going to be somewhere between 8 and 9 inches in our far northern counties, but as you go to the south, those totals will be closer to 2 toward Interstate 44. You've already picked up around an inch. You may get another inch tonight, but right in between, we'll still pick up about 1 to 3 inches of snow. The higher numbers north. Outside right now, it is wintry out there. We have 21 degrees in Sedalia at FFO Home. It's 26 at the Lake of the Ozarks from our Window World camera, and we are seeing 21 in Columbia at Joe Motkins BMW. A fine snow coming down, as well as in Jefferson City with 24 degrees with a wind chill of 15. Tonight's temperatures will drop down into the teens. We'll see a low of 14 Columbia, 13 at the lake, and the wind chill readings will drop as low as 2 below zero tonight with that northerly wind, which will give us some blowing and drifting. The snow is very light and fine, so it's not going to take a lot of wind to blow it around on our east-west, over the east-west roadways tonight. Tomorrow, we have a cold day on tap. We'll see cloudy skies tomorrow. Some flurries are possible, and those gusty winds will still give us some blowing and drifting with wind chill readings near zero tomorrow during the day. So if you're going to be out playing with the snow, it is going to be playing in the snow. You're going to have to be bundled up pretty good tomorrow as temperatures are going to be quite cold, especially that wind. Tomorrow night, we drop down below zero. Look at these lows. A low of 10 below zero at Macon, 8 below tomorrow night at Moberly, and 4 below zero in Jefferson City. And you combine that with a light breeze, and that brings the wind chill readings down 10 to 20 below. So our band of light to moderate snow will continue to move in. This is 9 o'clock tonight, and mainly north of Interstate 70. It'll be much lighter to the south. All of that snow gradually pushes out of the area after midnight, leaving us with flurries tomorrow morning. We'll have clouds during the day tomorrow, and it'll be cold. The clouds will start to break up tomorrow night, and into Thursday, we'll finally see a little sunshine, but there's a couple more of these waves of low pressure that'll be moving in, and those will bring more snow chances for the weekend, but nothing looks heavy at this time. So there is a look at the wider view. You can see where that band of more moderate snow is from Wichita, Kansas through Kansas City northward. That is still going to move through this evening, and then it'll end. Next 7 days, those temperatures are just so cold. We don't get above freezing until probably the middle of next week. So we are looking at a stretch of below freezing temperatures. The coldest nights are tomorrow and Thursday night, and the coldest day is Thursday, but it still stays pretty chilly right through the weekend.
The snowfall, better part of it's behind us, but the colder temps are still to come.
That's right.
All right, Sharon, thank you so much.
By the way, we also want to update you. Stevens College has closed classes for Wednesday. We also have breaking news tonight. We have crews on the scene of a head-on crash between an SUV and a MoDOT truck. It happened late this afternoon, just before 5 on Route E. Now that's near Harrisburg.
ABC 17's Dana Clemens is there right now. And Dana, what else have we learned?
Well, right now, they have just righted the truck, the SUV. It rolled over after it hit a MoDOT truck head-on. Crews have just righted that, and they're working to pull it out of a ditch right now. And just a few minutes ago, I talked to the driver of that SUV. He tells me what happened is he was driving on Route E and just south of Swearingen Road when he rounded a curve, lost control of the car, tried to overcorrect, and saw that he was coming towards a MoDOT snowplow. So he tried to swerve past it and go off the road, but he didn't quite make it. He says he hit that MoDOT plow truck head on, which caused his truck to roll over. He says at least once, but he doesn't know how many times he did because he closed his eyes. He and another passenger were inside the car. They were both able to crawl out, but his passenger was taken immediately to the hospital as soon as emergency crews got here. The driver himself suffered minor injuries on his face. He had some blood, but he doesn't think anything is broken, and he doesn't think he needs to go to the hospital. As for the MoDOT driver, I talked to him as well. He tells me that the plow that he had on the front of his car was knocked off during the collision, but he is okay with no injuries. Now they're just working on cleaning everything up right now, and the road is slow moving as far as traffic goes. Crews are able to let 1 or 2 cars go past at a time, only in one direction. So if you are out here just south of Swearingen Road on Route E, you will be experiencing a little bit of delay. So anything else that we know, we will bring you as soon as we do know. Reporting live in Columbia, Dana Clemens, ABC 17 News.
Dana, thank you very much. The only identifiable part of that vehicle was a tire, and for the guy to walk away with minor injuries, incredible.
All right, coming up, we're going to explain why a woman is now sitting in jail for allegedly sending a pair of men to the hospital with gunshot wounds. We have an update on the newest arrest in a weekend shooting. Coming up next.
A woman is in jail for reportedly sending 2 men to the hospital with gunshot wounds.
Eugenia Dyer was picked up last night in Columbia near the connector. Police arrested her for a weekend shooting on Rice Road near Ballinger Lane. Officers think a house party erupted in a fight late Sunday night.
One man is still behind bars near the Lake of the Ozarks, accused of selling drugs near a school. Brandon Arnett was recently arrested after agents searched his home off Simpson Drive in Climax Springs. Agents say they found pot and psychedelic mushrooms. Arnett is now in jail on $30,000 bond.
We'll have complete coverage of your road conditions and our weather alert coverage coming up in just a few minutes.